When I was a teacher, whilst trying to explain a tricky concept, I accidentally locked a pupil in a cupboard.
David's team.
OK. What was the concept? Was it the concept of imprisonment?
It was a maths lesson. I was teaching the topic of probability and chance.
What's the chances of getting locked in the cupboard?
Well, that became an extra learning objective. That wasn't the main one. I was trying to get across the idea of
Narnia.
Yeah. I was trying to get them to understand how to explain the concept of probability. So the idea was that if you had, like, an alien arrive on Earth, how would you explain probability?
Which would be the first thing you'd do, wouldn't it?
Yeah. No, actually,
Put the laser down and let me talk to you about maths.
Yeah.
Romesh, what age group was this?
So this is year 8, so
OK.
11, 12 years old.
So...
what happened is I needed somebody to pretend to be an alien.
OK.
So I selected a child from the class. I didn't just go out and look for one.
How did you select? Did you go for the little green one with the pointy ears?
Well, no, actually, what it was is I thought I was doing a good thing because, you know, you get some kids that are sort of... that have problems making friendships and stuff like that. And I had a kid like that in the class, so I thought I'd bring him out of himself.
You chose the kid that got bullied to be the alien. So the rest of the class can point at him and go, alien.
I mean, to be fair, I thought we were just playing a game. I didn't realise this was an Ofsted inspection. So basically what it was, I was trying to make it realistic.
OK.
So I said to him, why don't we pretend this cupboard is like a transformation chamber? You know,
right.
You go in the cupboard, you go in as a boy.
Oh, it's just getting worse, isn't it? One of my kids came home from school and described this scene. I'd be down that school like a shot.
And how surprised would you then be to see that teacher on the BBC a few years later?
In the current climate, not surprised at all.
Basically, I said to him, you're going to go into the cupboard, you're going to transform into an alien.
What was the concept again you're trying to teach the kid?
Probability.
Probability.
Yeah.
We haven't got to that bit yet. We're going to find out when he steps out.
Oh, right now we're trying to find out how to transform to an alien right now.
Well, that's what we're looking forward to. We're looking forward to him coming out. We
Okay.
never get that far, do we? What am I talking about?
At the next Ofsted inspection, a small skeleton was discovered.
And they said, what are the chances of that? And they said, well, interesting you should ask that. What were you going to do, though? That's what I want to know. If he hadn't got locked in, what were you going to do?
The idea was that he was going to come out and be the alien, and then I was going to get different kids to... I mean...
different kids to... Don't lose confidence.
So, I was going to get different kids to explain to him what probability was. So he was going to be like the dummy alien, and then like he'd be like... Boo, 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 and then...
Never to be bullied again.
No, I can't help feeling that I'm a little bit under attack here.
It's all right, because you may be lying, in which case you're off the hook. Why does it help to understand probability, to get children to explain it to an alien?
So basically, in order to get the idea that a kid understands a concept, them explaining it and that explanation being clear illustrates that they have learnt it completely.
So Romesh, you've sort of left it that he's in the cupboard. He got in.
Yeah.
What happened?
I realised I couldn't open the door to let him out. So I sort of started looking around for other teachers to help me. And they said, actually, the cupboard, it can be opened from the inside. The problem came when I said to him, you're going to have to come out the cupboard, just open it from the inside. And he replied... Yeah. Because he was being an alien.
Right.
So that extended the problem. And he was in there for 20 minutes.
So he came out in the end. He eventually opened it. He came out and...
Well, the lesson was ruined.
How What are you thinking, David?
I do know that Romesh used to be a maths teacher.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So, and that, you know, education's loss was show business's gain. There were so many gaps in the story, I just...
Yeah, the story wasn't really adding up, right?
yeah.
For a maths teacher,
I like
think
that. I like that.
We think it's a lie, do we?
I think it might be.
It's a lie for all of you. OK. Romesh, truth or lie?
The story is true.
I developed a word association system to remember people's names, but gave it up when it backfired on me.
David?
What was the word association system?
Did I develop?
To help remember people's names.
It was
Jack, you've just got a bit of fluff on you.
Thank you very much.
Keep thinking, son.
What I do is I attach a quality to someone and then try and relate that quality to the person's name.
So, just for example,
So,
what would that be?
So Jason Manford, if I think Jason and the Argonauts, and that would perhaps, and then next time I'll see you, I'll think Argonauts will make me think of Jason.
What's Argonaut like about Jason?
For instance, Jason the Argonauts, I might therefore J and Argonaut gives me Juggernaut.
Right.
And you look to me like a lorry driver.
Right.
So therefore I would think lorry driver Jason.
And then when you next meet him, you say, "Hi, Yorkie, how are you?"
It has been known to backfire.
Which is where we come to the hilarious backfiring anecdote.
Oh, that was a bad one.
Yeah.
We met someone on holiday, and his name was Charles, and he wore very big sunglasses, like only a blind person would wear. And so I thought, that's brilliant, Ray Charles, because I will remember. I'll remember from the sunglasses, and therefore I will get Charles. And then so next year when we go, I can confidently say, hello, Charles. But it didn't work because 12 months later, and you've slightly forgotten what you'd set up as a system. So he walks in, I go, hello, Stevie.
Where did you meet him? Where was it?
On the holiday.
Where was it?
In Holidayville.
Just in Dorset. It was in Dorset.
And what? So you were in a pub. You were in a pub, and he walked over, and you went, Stevie.
He came out. Yeah, it was the following year, and I saw him again.
Did he live round there?
Where were you sat?
No, he was a fellow holiday maker.
So, and you developed a sort of mild acquaintanceship with a man whose name you could barely remember, but
Yes.
planned to holiday with him again.
No, there was no plan involved, David. We didn't get together and say, are you going to be here next year? Yes, are you?
But you obviously thought it was a possibility, because you already had a plan for remembering his name.
I perhaps didn't explain correctly that I'd seen him the previous year at the same place and not known his name.
So now it's 3 years on your
So for 3 years, you and Charles holidayed with metronomic regularity at the same place in Dorset. You kind of escaped
Well, that's
the man.
not so unusual. People tend to frequent the same place for holidays.
Year one, you see him, but you don't exchange names.
And then
year two, you learn his name.
To clarify this point, year one, there's no reason why I would know his name, because I hadn't been introduced to him.
No.
There's no reason for you to know his name at all.
Year two, I had forgotten his name, but endeavoured to remember it for the third year.
Right. All right, David. Is that the truth, or is it part of Jack's impish sense of fun and a lie?
I think it's the truth.
Dear, I think it's a lie.
I think it's true. I think I'm going to go for true.
Fine, that's all right.
You know.
You're saying true?
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's the team decision. OK. Jack D.
It was true.
Oh,
Hey!
very good, well done. Don't believe me.
Sean Locke, you're next.
While travelling around Europe, my friend and I came up with a scheme to make money on the beach.
Please, team.
What was it?
It was jewellery. We used to sell jewellery.
What kind of jewellery was it?
It was earrings.
And where did you get the earrings from?
To be perfectly honest, we'd make them.
Oh, it's homemade jewellery. Here we go.
And where was the beach?
Where was the beach? It's right next to the sea. It was in Greece.
What was it about being on that beach? You thought, earrings?
I couldn't make donuts.
What did you make the earrings out of?
Well, I didn't make them. My friend made them.
And what do you make them out of?
Beads.
Now, this friend, Sean, what was his name?
Spud.
Spud?
Spud. Spud.
Yeah.
Was his name.
Spud the Jew. But my job was to sell them.
Oh,
so you're the salesman. So give us a bit of pad. Imagine David he's on the beach in his thong, he's relaxing. Finally, he can be himself, OK? And you come along and you look at his ears, they're unadorned, you think there's an opportunity. Off you go.
Well, the first thing, if he's got a thong on, I'd ask him to turn over. You can roll onto your back, please. And would you like me to rub a bit of cream into that area, because I don't think that's ever seen the sunshine. He wasn't... The target market isn't...
Well, Richard likes a bit of jewellery. You like a bit of jewellery around the neck, so sell them to Richard.
Are you having a nice time?
Yeah, I'm having a lovely time.
Do you want to buy some earrings?
Not really, no. What's wrong with me?
Turned over and everything.
Do this. Spud! Help!
What was Spud's real name?
Keith.
Why did you call him Spud? He always had a jacket on? What?
What are you thinking?
Judy, do we think that's truth or a lie?
I think it's a lie.
You're
I
not...
can't see him selling beaded earrings on a beach.
Would you buy anything from him?
No, nothing.
Do you know what I'm going to go? I think Judy's right.
You think it's a lie?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the team.
You're going to say lie. Sean, truth or lie?
True!
Yes, it's true. Sean did used to sell earrings on the beach. Greg, your turn.
I once caused an injury to one man whilst trying to get a different man to say the word vegetables.
Please, team.
Right, just the word vegetables.
Yeah.
Do you really like the word vegetables?
Not as a general rule, no,
Okay.
but I liked it when this man said it.
Why? What was it about this man, the way he said vegetables, that was funny?
Did he have a speech impediment? Or...
No, he didn't. He was a very intense man, though, and he was also Austrian. I was with a friend once, and he was a colleague of ours, sorry, and I overheard him say vegetables, and we both found it incredibly funny.
So, can you just roughly give us an impression of how he used to say vegetables? Even just roughly?
He said it exactly like this. Yeah. Vegetables. And then we happened to be on a coach trip with him, and so we spent the whole coach trip trying to get him to say vegetables
Right, so
again.
where were you? Where were you going and how did you know
I was
him?
on a school trip. I used to be a teacher, so we were
And he was a teacher?
Yeah, he was a teacher.
What did he teach?
He was the head of languages, and he was...
Head of languages? Yeah. The head of languages used to go, vegetables.
Imagine I'm the man. OK, I'm on the coach, I'm sat, we're driving. Off you go.
So I said,
Yeah? You're very big, aren't you?
This isn't like him at all.
You're very big, aren't you? That's it.
So I was saying things like, oh, I've been trying to keep fit lately, and I know that you're into keep fit. You know, would you recommend for a healthy diet? And he was going, well, you know, I would... you must eat a balanced diet, you must eat greens, and you must enjoy some protein in limited... I was going, yeah, but I mean, if you were to group some of those foods together... And he was going, well, I mean, yeah, you must have carbohydrates, of course, and you must have... And it was horrific. It went on for about an hour. And every time I tried to find a new angle for vegetables, his ludicrous Austrian interpretation of things led us down a dark alley. It was literally an hour in the making.
And how did you finally get him to say it?
I honestly can't remember. It came out of nowhere, and he suddenly said it, and he said it with such passion. It was... He went, "Oh, well, of course you must have vegetables!" I started biting my hand to stop myself from laughing. And my friend who was next to me, there's a jagged piece of metal at the front of the coach, and because it was so funny, just to remind you, vegetables, of course. And my friend saw the piece of metal and pushed his knee into it on purpose to stop himself from laughing. And blood started like spraying out of his. Started spraying out of his knee. Yeah.
This is getting elaborate, this story.
And I'll tell you another detail. We went and did the trip, which was in Paris, and then after we came all the way back, to Calais, and I said to him, you know, we put all the kids' passports in that hotel in Paris last night. Did you remember to? Because he was in charge of the trip. Did you remember to bring those? And he was standing up in front of the children on the coach, and he went, "Oh, Scheiße!" And we had to speak to the port authorities to get permission to take the kids on without passports, while he went back on his own. Can I tell you one more detail as well? We were also standing in the middle of Paris, under the Eiffel Tower. We'd been there for an hour, and the kids were all running around. And he came over and went, we must go, we are late for our next appointment. And I said, well, we should just make sure that all the kids are here. And he goes, yes, of course we should, yes. And he turned round and went, is everybody here? And all the kids went, yeah. He went, well, then we will move on. Vegetables!
What are you thinking, Lee?
I think it's true.
True from John.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
I think lie. You are a fantastic actor, Mr. Greg Davies.
Well, so what are you going to say?
OK, what do we think, Alex?
I think you'll find I'm BAFTA nominated.
We're all BAFTA nominated.
False.
OK, we'll go lie.
I'm going to say it's a lie. Greg.
Well,
Truth or lie?
It is the truth.
I once accidentally bought a horse.
Sorry? You bought a what?
A horse.
A horse? Sorry, I missed the S.
You claim that you once accidentally bought a horse, am I right?
You're right.
Right, fine, we're all clear. Under what circumstances? What did you think you were buying?
I never thought I was buying anything. I thought I was renting.
Did you think you were renting a horse?
Yes.
Right. So you paid to rent a horse, and then at the end, when you tried to return the horse, they said, what the hell are you doing? I've been trying to get rid of Psycho for years.
That's pretty much it.
How long had you imagined that you were going to rent it for?
We thought we were going to rent it for like 25 minutes.
And did they charge you?
It was in Bulgaria on holiday.
So what did it cost in local Bulgarian currency?
We're going to
It was 200 lev. Lev, L-E-V. I don't know how you pronounce it, but lev.
200 lev.
200
How
Bulgarian.
much is that in sterling, roughly?
Roughly, I
At
think
the
it's
time.
at the time, I think it was at £90.
£90 for 25
For
minutes.
25 minutes on a horse.
But you said we thought we were going to rent it for 25 minutes.
There was me and my friend.
So you
It
were
was a
going to
lad's holiday, we were 18, we thought we'll
go
go horse riding.
In Bulgaria.
in Bulgaria. What happened when you tried to take it back?
The guy was gone. The guy...
Never say the phrase on this game. The guy explained to us that he'd gone.
Well, there was two.
Never say that.
There was two different guys. There was two guys.
Go through me if you want to speak to my client.
There was guy A. Guy A.
That's a Bulgarian name.
Very well known.
I think that... No, a guy A. We were heading towards the place where you actually hire the horse.
Stables.
The official... The stables. Right?
I think he's making it up, and I'm on his team.
a guy on the way who had a horse, and we thought he was doing that thing, you in Asda, when you've got a shopping trolley, and you're taking it back, and somebody else needs a trolley, and you say, "Do you want this one?"
Yeah, so just hire this horse.
That's what the guy said.
Yeah.
So we thought, all right, there was a bit of a communication breakdown. There was a Bulgarian guy trying to speak English and two Scottish guys trying to speak English. So
Guy B, who's the guy you met on the way to the stables.
He's gone.
He's gone. No sign of him.
No, he's gone.
So you say to Guy A, well, we hired this as part of your not bothering to actually go to the stables but getting it a few hundred yards away scheme.
we went back to the place where we picked up the horse.
Oh, so not to the stable,
No.
but to the random
never got
point
right.
in the road. A couple of hundred yards from the stable. So you bewilderedly, where has the mysterious man gone? I would have thought that logically, when you were returning it, having thought that it had come from the stable, but you'd been lucky not to have to walk to the stable before hiring it, you might nevertheless have thought, well, the stable's where it's got to go back to, rather than, well, Sodom, this is where we picked it up from, I'm not actually taking the stable. I'm going to stand here, 300 yards away from the stable, go, come over here! Come and get your own horse! At which point, locals start waving, going, no! You keep!
Kevin, look at me. You're taking the horse back.
Look at me!
What happened next?
Come on, Kevin. Come on. Right. So where are we taking off from?
You're taking the horse back.
Let's go back to the start.
Kevin Bridges, for the love of God, please tell us what happened.
Locals explained we'd went to a counterfeit horse guy. It wasn't the official horse riding stable.
This was a counterfeit horse. This wasn't a genuine horse. This was maybe two guys in a costume.
That would explain the 25 minutes.
Yeah.
I can't only do 25 minutes.
The giveaway was after 25 minutes, everyone went. Right, let's crack on, lads.
So, David's team. What do you think? Truth or lie?
Got to be, hasn't
It's
it?
got to be a lie.
Got to be a lie.
Yeah, saying it's a lie. Right, Kevin Bridges, is it true or is it a lie?
It's true.
Unbelievable.
I once put out a fire using my neighbour's milk.
Ali's team, is that possible?
Was it a very small fire?
It was, you know, a fire. Say for example, that desk was on fire. It was about that big, and it wasn't just one neighbour's. It was about 15 neighbours.
15 neighbours. What time of day was this?
In the morning when the milk came.
One of your neighbours were up early enough to bring the milk.
It was a Saturday. It's a Saturday, they're having a lie-in and you get double milk because of the Sunday, you know.
So what was on fire, please?
It's just on a field, there was like some dried grass.
Just a bonfire, then?
Well, we just thought, oh, look at that dried grass, let's set it on fire. And, you know, that's what you do when you're 25. I think we were about 8 or 9.
But basically, you're an arsonist. You started the fire.
Yes.
And then stole some milk in order to put it out. When it could have just burnt out quite happily on its own. There was no need, really, to pour...
Yeah, but at 8, I've not got this knowledge of fire. I'd seen 3 episodes of London's Burning. I don't know
I'm not sure that adds up, Jason. How long's London Burning been on?
I think you can believe him. He's seen London's Burning.
I'm not sure London's Burning, the programme, was on.
So you're disputing when London's Burning first came onto our screen?
Yes. Oh, that's it, yeah.
Right, Jason was born in 1981, so he is alleging that by 1989, London's Burning was already on television. I believe him.
1981, he looks like me uncle.
Anyway, can we get back to the story? How far did you have to go to get the milk?
I was a kid, I didn't measure it. I mean, about...
Give us a rough...
12 and a half metres.
About 12 and a half
metres.
Right. Why don't you just get a knock at the door and say, quick, the field's on fire?
Because then that would be admitting that there was a fire. Whereas in this instant, the only thing that happened was a milkman got sacked for not delivering milk.
So there was, just to clarify, before we say our decision, you took how many bottles of milk to put out the fire?
15 or so.
15?
15, 10.
Well, I take you back to your earlier answer, which was 15 houses, and on a Saturday they got double milk.
fair-minded. He took 1 pint from each.
So what are you going to say, Lee? What are you going for here?
Oh,
I don't know now.
The whole answer was delivered in such an implausible and frankly guilty-sounding way.
What do you think, Miranda?
I think it's a truth.
Well, Jason, where were you brought up?
Manchester.
Yeah, you see, I was brought up around Manchester, and I can imagine the bit about you saying, all right, let's go in there and set fire to a field. Believable. Yeah. The bit where you go, oh, no, that's a bit big. Better put it out with some milk and be good citizens.
Yeah.
Doesn't really sort of add up.
So what are you going to plump for?
You're saying the truth.
Truth.
You're saying a lie.
Yeah.
I'll go with Miranda and say we think that's the truth.
You're saying it's the truth. OK, so, Jason, is it the truth?
Is a truth.
On doctor's advice, I have to sleep in a cycle helmet due to the violent nature of my dreams.
Well, Lee, where to begin?
Tell us about the violent nature of your dreams.
Yes. I move a lot within the dream. They're active rather than like hack and slash movie type violent. They're more I'm playing a match or I'm running or something, and I move a lot in the bed.
Dara, what damage can you do to yourself with a pillow?
Well, it's only you can get around, but I can snap. I can, it can go back quite violent. I can recoil.
What does your wife think? Do you share a bed?
I do share a bed, yes.
When did the doctor prescribe the helmet?
It was during my teenage years. It was late teens, whatever, that stage that it began to...
That is the age when you start tossing and turning.
Yes.
I'm not having that. If I can't make an innocent comment, please, this isn't Never Mind Your Buzzcocks. This is true, I dreamt the other night that I was being spooned, I was the spoonee, with a lion. Seriously, and I could feel its big, hairy arms and its legs. Well, they're all legs, aren't they? All legs around me, and I could feel it, and I could smell it, and it was so vivid, and I liked it. So the last thing I would have done is lash out because I was feared for my life.
Yeah, but I didn't have that dream.
You feared for your life and you liked it.
It was a lion!
I thought when you said you liked it, you must have in some way thought you were safe with this lion. But it was actually the fear that you liked.
We've all had experiences in bed, David, where we are simultaneously afraid and excited. Yeah?
So, Dara, back to the image.
Yeah.
What do you wear in bed?
Other than that?
Yeah.
Pyjamas and a t-shirt.
It's a lovely look.
The pyjama with the jacket. I don't wear the jacket. That's unnecessarily
As if you wear a
formal.
blazer in bed, it would clash with your cycle helmet.
It is odd, isn't it, the way pyjamas have a collar that could take a tie.
Yeah, back to the cycle helmet.
Petr Cech, the goalkeeper for Chelsea, right?
You better explain to David who.
Yeah, there's a footballer called Petr Cech who got kicked in the head once, right? Okay,
The goalkeeper's the one that owns the club, right?
Gets him, yeah. Anyway, got kicked in the head, and he wears a kind of a padded head. It's very similar to that, because and if you've had a previous head injury, and I had if you've had a knock in the past.
What was your previous head injury?
I literally fell off a bike when I was a teenager. I went off a bike and...
How ironic! They make you wear a cycle helmet to remind you of that terrible, terrible day.
When did you start wearing the cycle helmet in bed?
That was when I was 16.
So you've been wearing it in bed since you were 16?
Yeah.
How old are you now?
39.
So obviously on your honeymoon night you wore it, did you?
She was used to that. She'd seen it, yeah.
So every night?
I've heard of
safe sex. During sex? During sex are you wearing it? Because then you're really thrashing around, aren't you?
Lee, do you presume that there's no gap between the end of sex and sleep that I couldn't then go, oh, that was magic?
You know what? To me, it's more disturbing. To be able to go, that was marvellous, Dick. What the hell are you putting on your head?
Right, Lee, it's time to take a guess.
Well,
what do you think?
If he's not telling the truth, he's made life very hard for himself because he didn't have to say he was doing it for 23 years.
How long have you known him for?
I never slept with him.
No.
It's lie.
So it's a lie. So, Dara, are you telling the truth or was it a lie?
That scar that goes from there to there? Yeah? No, it's a lie.
Right. Once on Christmas Day, I was forced to hitchhike my way home and was picked up by 4 different drivers.
Please do. Where were you going from and to?
I was going from London down to Hastings.
How old were you?
I was about 17 and a half.
And because nothing was running on Christmas Day, or you were skint?
No, what happened was I was meant to go home on Christmas Eve, but I missed the last train.
So you started your journey in London?
I did.
And how long did it take to get picked up? The first bit?
Not long, actually, 10 minutes-ish.
And he said...
Would you like to come back and have Christmas lunch with me? I'm very lonely.
Seriously, he said that?
Yeah.
What sort of a man was he?
He was a gay man in his mid-70s.
How far did you go with him? No. I mean, how far on your journey did you go?
I think he drove me about 10 miles, something like that.
So that's the first person.
Yeah.
And then, do you remember the second one?
A woman.
Yes.
Who picked me up round about the Eltham area, I think.
I like a euphemism early on in the show. We've all been picked up in the Eltham area, haven't we?
Actually, you're more accurate than you realise. She actually did make a pass at me.
This is 2 now?
Well, she said, "Where do you want to go?" And I said, "Down to the coast, please."
Oh, my God. Did she go down to the coast?
Well, what she actually did was she put her arm round my neck and tried to kiss me.
She did. What had led her to believe that this was a possibility? What had happened?
The mistletoe on the wing mirror.
Yeah, she tried to kiss me. I opened the door and got out of the car and ran away.
Ah, so that explains the second story. Right, now get to the third one.
The third guy was deaf.
I'll tell you what, if this turns out to be a lie, you deserve a medal for making this as least plausible as possible en route to the story. But, OK, so he's deaf.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I had to write down where I wanted to go.
And you said Hastings on the card?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He didn't say anything. He just started driving.
Oh, that's a bit menacing, isn't it?
He didn't look scary.
And who was the fourth?
The fourth was a farmer. He said that he was fed up with his family, so he took me all the way to Hastings.
So he's having a bad day on Christmas Day and decides he'd rather drive you to Hastings.
Well, he said that he told his wife he was going out for a paper. That's the end, really, because he dropped me off where I was going.
Did you invite the man in for a mince pie or something?
No.
You didn't even invite him in?
No. Do you think that's a bit weird?
I don't. I think it's the weirdest bit of the story. He's given you a lift all the way to Hastings on Christmas Day. He's the only one who hasn't made a sexual pass at you. He's been entirely honourable. Just give him a little bit of a mince pie and some brandy butter.
So what do you think? There's a lot of detail in there.
I think it's not true.
Based on?
I think it's got too many characters, like a Tarantino film.
The bit I'm doubting is that wouldn't you just write on a piece of paper Hastings and hope someone's going to Hastings rather than anyone going sort of that way and I'll just keep getting out and getting out?
Have you ever hitchhiked? You sound very idealistic about it all. Well, I'm not getting in a car until I'm going to Hastings. I don't care what day of the year it is. Hastings, no.
Paul does have a point. That's not how it works. You just go a little bit, and then maybe... And that's part of the fun of hitchhiking. So you
don't try and pretend to me you've ever hitchhiked. I know you well enough. Getting at the back of a Mercedes once a week is not hitchhiking.
I've seen it in films, though.
So Ray thinks it's true.
It's got to be true.
OK.
Too wacky to be made up.
So you think they're too wacky to be made up, you think they're too wacky to be true?
Yeah, I think she enjoyed making them up.
So what's it going to be then, Lee?
OK, well, we'll say... be it on your head, Ray, but we'll say it's the truth.
Saying it's the truth. OK, Joe Brand. Truth or lie?
It is... true.
For 3 weeks, I carted an empty box around without realising that what I bought wasn't actually in it.
David's team.
Right. What was it? What did you imagine it was?
What it was a... No, don't let me lie. It was... there was a plastic Christmas tree.
That's what you thought was in there?
Absolutely.
For 3 weeks.
But that's something you open quite quickly after buying it, a Christmas tree.
No, it's about the suspense, isn't it? Christmas is all about suspense, and...
I don't think it's all about suspense. Yeah. Because, in general, when you buy a box that you think contains an artificial Christmas tree, you just assume that it does. You don't go, oh, I wonder if it's really in there. Because if you're seriously wondering if it's really in there, you'd check before you left the shop, wouldn't you?
Yeah, maybe I'd chosen my words not very wisely. Some of it got lost in translation.
Where did you buy it, by the way?
At Argos.
As you left the shop, did it not occur to you that it was quite light, this box?
Yes, but what... Yeah, but now it gets interesting. No, because shortly before that, I'd started doing yoga to increase my... to improve my core strength. So I didn't think any of it. I thought in such good physical shape, I can lift that box without it straining me.
The queues at Argos are huge.
Yeah.
How long was you in the queue for?
For ages.
So it was a few weeks later that you opened it, ready for Christmas. Nothing was in there. What happened next?
Well, I kept the box, didn't I?
So you went on to have this Christmas without a Christmas tree in your flat?
I actually, believe it or not, I did use the box instead of the Christmas tree.
As a tree?
Because there was pictures of a Christmas tree on the outside.
Got the saddest Christmas ever.
I have one further question.
Yes?
Why were you carrying this box around with you for 3 weeks?
When I say I didn't take it to social occasion, I didn't say do we want to go down the park? And then the box at what, end of November? Far too cold. So
I did not ask you whether or not you socialised with the box.
I tell you what, I took the box into town with me on one occasion. I went all the way into Leicester Square with the box.
Why, on the occasion that you were going into Leicester Square, did you take it with you?
That is a very good question, David. Yeah. And I shall give you the answer. Because the box and I were going to do a comedy show.
On how many journeys did you take this Christmas tree, other than the one from Argos to your flat and the one from your flat to the comedy show in Leicester Square?
Can we just keep it a bit lighter? He's not up for a war crime.
Not on this occasion, anyway.
David, what do you think?
What do you think, Sean?
I'm sort of having it, a little bit. Because anything you buy from Argos, even if it's a big wardrobe, it doesn't weigh anything when you walk out with a box.
Are you an Argos man, Sean?
I used to be.
Really?
Big time, yeah.
What stopped you?
Fame.
Tom?
I think it's a ridiculous story. But, I mean, he's a canny fella.
So, should we go for true?
Yeah.
True?
Yeah.
We're going to say true.
All right. Henning, truth or lie?
This story is true.
To keep fit every morning, I do just one press-up, one sit-up, and one star jump.
Please, team.
Well, it's clearly working.
Do you know what? I'm going to take that on face value. Thank you very much.
Why don't you do more? You can manage 2 of everything, surely.
No, because it's in the bathroom every morning.
Right.
And I've never been very good at physical fitness. I don't enjoy it. But what happened was I thought I'll start by doing one of each, and then I'll build up slowly but surely.
Do you press up on your fists or your hands?
Well, my hands, because I'm not insane.
On your hands?
Can you do press-ups on your fists?
Yes, I can. Yes, yeah, I do about 50, 60, 70. There's no end to my time.
Whoa, really?
You mock what I do.
That's right.
But
yes,
he does 60 press-ups. I do one. Who's in the better shape?
Well, John, he's climbed Everest. What have you ever done?
One sit-up, one star jump.
Could you demonstrate how you do it for us?
Why don't you pop yourself just there?
All right, so...
Do you go into this in a sort of giddy way, or do you warm up? Because I find...
I warm up!
I find when I wake up in the morning, it takes me a while before I reach my full potential. I can't just go at it hammer and tongs. I have to stretch a little bit, make sure all the extremities are working.
This is another detail as to why I do it in the bathroom, because I go for a shower, I take my boxer shorts off, which I sleep in, so I normally do it in the...
nude?
In the all-together, yes.
Yeah, OK.
Well, what order do you do them in?
Press up, sit up, star jump.
Well, you've got a
So I do
system.
strength followed by cardio.
Go on, then, do your press up.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been ready for a while, Josh.
I'll be honest, normally I have my inhaler, so this is a gamble.
Are you this reticent at home in the morning?
No, but normally Lee Mack's not sat in the corner making jokes at me.
Whoa. I'm never there. I'm never there. I just want to make that absolutely clear. Can I ask you a question, Josh? Sorry. Do you live with anybody?
Yeah, my girlfriend.
Oh, OK. Not true. It's a lie.
So walk in, close the door, walk across.
So whoa. You live with your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Why do you need to close the door?
Oh, because, come on, how emasculating is my exercise routine?
I don't know. We haven't seen it yet.
I do think as well, Lee, it's very important to keep mystery in a relationship if you want to maintain the magic. If you parade in front of your partner without a second thought, I think the magic can slowly diminish.
Well, I'm lucky because my wife is blind.
I think she's the lucky one in that relationship.
Right, walk in, close the door, and then...
All right.
Straight down. Into the press-up.
One.
Round.
Ooh.
Into the sit-up.
Straight with that one.
Do you remember, back in the day, those, in the Rocky movies, the training montages?
Yeah.
That's what's coming back for me when I watch them.
Have you been doing this for long?
Yeah, 3 months.
You seem to be struggling a bit on the sit-up.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. There's a...
By the way, you may have to at some point.
There's a ridge under the bath that I can normally stick my toes under, so I use that.
Oh, so you even cheat for your one sit-up?
Brian, does it ring true?
Yes, it does to a certain extent. I mean, because I sleep naked. As nature intended. And I've got lots of animals. I have a Jack Russell female that absolutely adores me, and she sleeps between my legs. And she wakes me up by scratching my privates.
Yes.
Can I just check? Have I had a blackout and we're talking about something else?
So Brian thinks it rings true. Kevin, what did you make of it?
I think it's silly.
But it's working. You've got to see that it's working.
I think it might be true.
Well, I have to go with my team and say true, then.
Wow, OK, true. Josh, truth, or is it a lie?
It is a lie.
I once booked a holiday to Costa Rica because I thought it was in Spain. I only realised my mistake when I sat down on the plane.
David's team.
Where is Costa Rica?
It's in... between America and South America.
OK.
Central America, they call it.
Sorry?
Central America, yeah.
And you realised when you sat down on the plane?
Yes.
What made you realise?
When you sit down on a plane, it has a chair in front of you, unless you're the pilot, and it has like a little square on it with the map that you're going to go on, and it says how long the flight is going to be. And this flight said 14 and a half hours, which I thought was a long time to get to Spain. And...
Suddenly you're a geography expert.
anyway, so it had all of the dots, and the dots were going away from Europe to Central America.
And who were you with?
Myself, by myself.
And where were you going at the time? Was this a holiday?
Yes, I was going to do a yoga retreat.
And when you booked the flights, was there no information about the landing time?
No, I booked the holiday, and this is bad, on a lunch break on my iPhone while crying. So I was paying so little attention.
Okay.
I'd just broken up with my boyfriend, and the only time I had off work was Christmas and New Year. I decided that rather than being sad in the UK, I was going to go away and do something like really healthy.
So how did Costa Rica come into the picture?
Well, I was Googling yoga retreats, and when it said Costa Rica...
And in your mind, you've always associated Costa Rica.
Yeah,
I see.
Yes,
Costa
in Spain.
del Sol.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, there is a logic to it.
Of course.
OK.
Yeah.
And so...
I love the way you did that. Yeah. I love the way you turned as if it was them that didn't quite understand that.
Did you get that from the office?
Rob, I'm going to break the news gently. You're the only one in the room that hadn't actually thought.
I hadn't put two and two together.
Do you make this mistake all the time? Like when you go to Costa Coffee, do you think that was a lot quicker than that? It swings around about, doesn't it?
Yeah, the first time. Now, what was it like?
Costa Rica? Because it's not in Spain, there's lots of different insects and scorpions that we don't have in Europe that we've banished, and they've all gone to Costa Rica.
What insects do you remember?
Tarantulas.
They're not insects, they're arachnids. So.
All right, David. OK.
Well, let's be factually inaccurate, shall we? Because that never causes any problems as you enter the 9th hour of your flight. Spiders are not insects. Costa Rica is not in Spain.
OK,
this is why education is so important.
I've just got one more question. Did you see any monkeys?
Yes.
What kind?
Black and white ones.
This has all been noted. Continue.
Did that help, the monkeys?
Yes.
Do you remember how you paid for it?
On a debit card.
Right.
'Cause things are going fine.
Did you not think it's a little bit over the Spanish budget?
No, I didn't, actually. There's a couple of factors just to take into consideration. Number one, it was over Christmas, New Year, so everything's much more expensive.
You were going away for Christmas on your own to a yoga retreat.
Just split up with a boyfriend. Show some sympathy. Poor girl.
Yeah, but you don't want to be on your own at Christmas.
Don't fall for this. It's the classic bride and
you know
chat-up
what?
line.
Yes,
I do. Just say that.
Do you know what?
I've got a flat in the central town. You should come. All right, what do you think? Is she telling the truth?
I've got a few problems with this. I think you can get there faster than 14.5 hours. And there are howler monkeys everywhere. That's why I asked the monkey question.
Are they black and white?
No.
Oh, what colour's a howler monkey?
Sort of, I'm going to say russet.
You used to be russet, didn't you, Steve?
Certain areas, still a bit. So, what are you thinking?
No, I don't. What do you think?
I actually now think it's a lie. I'm with you.
We'll go lie.
So, Sarah, was it true or was it a lie?
It was true.
Prince Philip told me I was a funny-looking fellow when I was a ball boy at Wimbledon.
David's team.
What year was this?
Oh, I was about 12 or 13, about 84, maybe? Something like that, ages ago.
How did you get into being a ball boy?
How did I get into it? Well, I just psyched myself up.
Some balls today, yeah!
I love it, man.
Okay. How does the system of selecting ball boys work? And
I was in a tennis
manage?
club in my sort of local village, and I used to play tennis, and there was a lottery thing, and you could go along, and 2 people from every tennis club went along.
Yeah, I thought they were from sort of schools around the Wimbledon area. That's what I thought.
Where were you at school, Jimmy?
The Wimbledon area.
Wow, he's really foxed us there.
Yeah. And you were lined up, all the ball boys and ball girls?
Yeah, it was after the women's final. Everyone's lined up, like hundreds of us.
Which final? Who had played?
It was years ago. It was the Ivan Lendl kind of era.
He's unlikely to make the women's final.
Who
was Prince Philip there with?
I think it's the Duke and Duchess of Kent or something. I don't really know the royals that
Well, that's
well.
the thing. It's usually the Duke and Duchess of Kent that do all the Wimbledon stuff, rather than Prince Philip, who's got more important sporting events to go and be racist at. I believe you're a ball by Wimbledon, but I just don't think Prince Philip often turns up to Wimbledon.
He does. He does, actually. He told me I was a funny-looking fellow when I was there, so...
Yeah, no...
that's how I know that, yeah.
That's a clincher, though.
Do you have any concept of what particular aspect of your demeanour that he found funny-looking?
I can answer this. In fact, we'll all have a go. We'll start with it. We'll go around like that.
What's funny about my massive head?
Do you think you frightened the Prince with your appearance? Is that... he was actually really freaked out?
Do you know what? That joke works if you don't do that. Do you know what? I thought you could never look more like a ventriloquist dummy. Do that again. You cheeky monkey! You go back in the box! Hey?
Right, David, what do you reckon?
Yeah, well...
Is he telling the truth?
What do you think?
It could be true because of his face, but... I don't think you're ugly. I just think... I'm sorry. I just think that you've got a very unique face. No one will ever forget you.
How am I getting bullied by Jamelia? How did that happen?
So, David, what's your team deciding here?
I think it could be true.
I don't know. I don't trust you. You're a funny-looking fella.
Yeah, you see, that's the crucial detail.
Yeah, I'm edging towards a lie.
You're saying it's a lie?
Yeah.
OK. Jimmy Carr.
Well, I can tell you, it is a lie.
It's a lie. Prince Philip didn't tell Jimmy he was a funny-looking fellow at Wimbledon. What a moment. Perhaps the funniest man in Britain, known for his off-colour material, finally getting to meet Jimmy Carr.